Assalamualaikum. My name is Dinesh from MSc Accounting and Finance. Today I am here to present about our project. These are my group members Anfal, Ayman, Zainab and Narab. First of all, I would like to tell you about intrinsic value. Intrinsic value, any asset has value in N of itself, that is without any influence from external factors. Stocks are no exceptions. The market value of stock is influenced by many external factors, the condition of the economy and the latest numbers for GDP and unemployment moves market prices. There are 7 methods to calculate intrinsic value. First one is dividend discount model (DDM). Second one is free cash flow of equity. Third one is free operating cash flow of the firm. Fourth one is price to earnings ratio. Fifth one is price to cash flow ratio, and sixth one is price to book value ratio, and seventh one is price to sales ratio. Now I would like to invite my group members one by one to tell you about
Dividend discounting method (DDM). The dividend discounting model (DDM) is a quantitative method used for predicting the price of the company's stock based on the theory that its present date price is worth the sum of its future dividend payments when discounted back to their present value. Now moving on the next slide, formula of dividend discounting methods. Intrinsic value is equal to sum of present value of dividends plus present value of stock sale price. And my next slide is advantages of dividend discounting method. Dividend discounting method is easy to use and understand. Dividend discounting method also has the capability to give value to the company's stock lack of interest, the current marketing making. It is easy to compare across different companies and industries, big or small. Another advantage is the model depends exclusively on theory and also its capability to stay reconcilable over the lifetime of the company. Now moving on my next slide, disadvantages of dividend discounting method. Only appropriate to companies currently paying dividends. It is sensitive to the approximate growth rate. It relies on the post to predict the future. The downsides of using the dividend discount model (DDM) includes difficulty of accurate projections, the fact that it does not factor in buybacks and its fundamental expectations of the income only from dividends. My next slide is free cash flow of equity. Next method is this, and free cash flow to the equity is a measure of how much cash is available to the equity shareholders of the company after all expensive reinvestments and debts are paid. FCFA is a measure of equity capital usage. Now moving on my next slide, formula of free cash flow of equity. Free cash flow of equity is equal to net income is capital minus capital expenditures minus depreciation minus change in non-cash working capital plus new debt issues minus repayments. Okay, now moving to my next slide, disadvantages. Advantages of free cash flow of equity is that it is value the value of the company equity is easier. FCFF is lower price so that the present value of the total time value obtained and then the market value of the debt is subtracted. FCFA is often used by the analysis and make an effort to determine the value of company. FCFA's method of valuation obtained popularity as an alternative to the dividends. Now moving on my next slide, disadvantages. The disadvantages of CFS is that the value is not positive all the time. Moreover, predict the growth rate of CFS is subject to the position of the company itself and hard to predict exactly. When it is negative, then the company capital structure is unstable.
Free operating cash flow of the firm. In free cash flow valuation, intrinsic value of a company equals the present value of its free cash flow, the net cash flow left over for distribution to stockholders and debt holders in each period. Free cash flow is equal to sales revenue minus operating costs plus taxes minus required investment in operating capital, or free cash flow is equal to net operating profit after taxes minus net investment in operating capital. Advantages of free operating cash flow of the firm is it represents a company's capability to pay dividends, conduct share repurchases, or pay back debt holders. Any investors focused to invest in a company's shared bond or public equity should check its. It can be time consuming. Disadvantages of it are as follows. One fact isn't proceed to solve every investor problem. It only works when there is visibility. There is no real benefit to long-term investing. Second method is price earning ratio. The price earning ratio, often called as price earning ratio, is the ratio of company stock price to the company earning per share. It is a market prospect ratio which is useful in valuing companies. In simple words, price earning ratio is obtained by comparing the market price per share with its relative dollar of earning per share. The relationship between the two essential part of this ratio, therefore market is willing to pay for a stock based on its current earning. Thus, it is also known as the price multiple or the earning multiple. The formula is of price earning ratio is market price per share divided by earning per share. Advantages of it are as follows. The price earning ratio is useful in obtaining the relative attractiveness of a potential investment. The biggest advantage of the price earning ratio is that it's easy to use. It can be used to make quick decision. Disadvantages of price earning is the biggest advantages of price earning ratio is that it is easy to use and understand. The price earning is a much more representative meaning for the real value of the price cash flow ratio. The price cash flow ratio is a financial multiple that compares a company market value to its operating cash flow or the company stock price per share to its operating cash flow per share. Next, price cash flow ratio is equal to market capitalization over operating cash flow. Advantages of price cash flow. Price cash flow is especially useful for valuing stock that have positive cash flow but are non-profitable because of large non-cash charges. Number 2, the price cash flow ratio allows the investor to come up with a less destroyed definition of a company financial statement. Next slide. Disadvantages of price cash flow. It is very difficult to predict the economic life of any investment exactly. Number 2, the selection of cash flow is based on sales forecasts, which is in itself an intangible component. Number 3, the selection of an appropriate rate of interest is also difficult. Next, price book value ratio. Price book value ratio is an investment valuation ratio used by investors or finance providers to compare market value of a company shares to its book value. Shareholders' equity. The ratio indicates how much shareholders are paying for a company. Net asset book value provides an estimated value of company net asset. Company assets expressed in the statement go financial position. Next slide. Formula. Price book value is equal to stock price per share divided by shareholders equity per share. Next, advantages of book value. The price value is strongly fixed in financial accounting and hence can be established easily. Number 2, it represents an objective measure of value. Number 3, book value is more stable than EPS, so it may be more useful than PE when EPS is unstable. For market firm asset, price book value is more useful the price equity multiple. Number 5, sometimes price book value is useful in valuing companies that are expected to go out of business. Next, disadvantages of book price. Advantages of price book value. The recorded balance sheet figures on which book value is based upon are frequently very difficult from the current market basis. The balance sheet hardly returns the earning power. Number 2, disadvantages. The value of intangible are not captured in assets such as the human capital of services company. Number 3, price book value is confusing when there are significant difference in the assets intensity of production method among the company.
Price sales ratio. The price to sale ratio is known as the price sale ratio, the valuation employed to determine how much investors are willing to pay for each of sales. Even though sales alone do not necessarily indicate profitability, a company that can produce sales throughout time will often be generated with a higher price sales than a company with higher volatility in its revenue. And the formula is price sales ratio is equal to price per share divided by sales per share. Advantages of the price per share price sales ratio. The first one is ratio helps recognize a company that may be either unvalued or overvalued when compared to its share price in the market. Investment expert may depend highly on the price sale ratio because revenue data typically is more difficult to control or modify than a firm net income or book value. Price sale ratio is not unstable. For startup company, price sale is a suitable measure that may be confusing. It is also higher value of the cycle or grow up in industries. Disadvantages of the price sales ratio. Price sales ratio is does not take into account whether the company make earning or whether it will ever make earning. If company made outstanding amount of the sales on the credit that it will be inflate their price to sale ratio that does not definitely indicate operating profit as measured by earning cash flow. The third is Furthermore, analysis should be careful about the revenue knowledge practice that can be still predicted, thus the price sale ratio. Price sale ratio can be captured the sale part, but it cannot capture the difference in the cost structure across the companies.